Okay. So, I think we're live.
You want me to check?
Yeah. I've been trying to check. It's
But you don't know, right?
right.
Well, it says live now.
Yeah. This thing is so
Okay.
confusing with all these events and crap, you know.
Fucking YouTube. How dare you do a bunch of stuff?
Yeah. But it's just like they try to do like new things and then like it's like confusing. They have like three different places to get to it or something, you know.
Right. And everything's in beta because they don't want to admit that it sucks so bad it might just go away.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like it's in beta, so forgive us. Don't,
Yeah.
don't complain.
Well, we'll complain and then they'll go, it's free. Shut up.
It's YouTube beta.
Yeah.
The whole
Betamax. What?
platform.
Right.
Betamax, yeah.
So, what episode are we on, sir?
151.
Um,
I don't even until I go and actually edit the info for each episode. The stream is just called the title of the show. I don't put a number on there until I add the info in because I just reuse the same key, you know, a stream
mm,
key or whatever. Otherwise, it would just be called Ian Adams' live stream.
right. So, how goes it, Ian?
How do's it?
What
I'm
have you been up to, motherfucker?
I'm keeping on, kicking wing, kicking wang.
I'm gonna have to get you a drop of Joe Dirt saying that.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Haven't been up to much. I've been getting some work done. Been going on some dates and stuff, like I was saying before the show, and I've been on a couple dates. Some of them were good. A couple of them didn't go through too well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I said, the one date I went to a Renaissance fair and the I basically like paid for everything, tickets and food and dinner and stuff, because we had food there at the Renaissance fair. Then later, everybody, because we went with another couple, her friend and her friend's husband, and so we went to dinner afterwards. We went to this place called Fox and Hound. Um, that's pretty good. And it didn't end up working out. She's like, "You're really sweet and wonderful and everything, but I feel like uh, we didn't. I feel like I needed a deeper connection or something."
Well, at least it wasn't like, but I'm repulsed by you. You
Yeah.
disgust me for some reason.
Well, it's just like, you know, like I was saying before the show, a lot of girls they they say that they're like looking for like something really specific or whatever that uh or they're like not attracted to you personality wise, but on their profiles, they say all they care about is just like they want to find somebody loving and caring and stuff.
Yeah, it's hard to find someone who likes stuff. Do you like
Yeah.
stuff?
Well, it's like they're like I'm not attracted to you, and even though they're we haven't even met yet or been on a single date, and we hardly know each other. So
Oh,
what does that leave room for? Oh, the only attraction then would be physical, even though I look like my pictures. You know,
right.
it's a
How dare you
mystery.
look like you?
Yeah,
Eh,
women are
it's
complicated.
alright. It's alright, man.
Yeah, and Yeah, it's hard because like for me, it's rejection has always been hard because it's like it always leaves you confused, and especially if they just like ghost you or something. It's like you just left like, what did I do wrong?
It's not you, it's them. At least that's what they say.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah, I know. Why do they always say some shit like, "You'll never find another one like me"? Well, yeah, that's why I'm leaving you. If I
Uh,
wanted you, I wouldn't fucking go away.
and that's what your last relationship was like, huh? Because you
Um,
said she was like crazy or something.
I mean, everybody's crazy. Not just, I don't want to say they're all crazy. I mean, just women. Everyone's fucking crazy. Guys are crazy too.
Oh yeah, yep.
So,
Guys
what are
and
you gonna
girls
do?
are crazy in different ways, though.
I mean, men are from something, women are from some other planet. I don't know. Of course, they're gonna be different ways. Men are crazy, like, like they'll commit crimes or do something really dangerous for fun.
Yeah, or they like play games and stuff. Women are like more crazy, like mentally getting in your head and stuff.
Yeah, like a guy will. Like, what is it? Louis C.K. said he's like, a guy will fuck you up, but leave you as a person intact, whereas a woman can go in and destroy you.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
You got pretty lucky, man. I don't think you
well,
realize how lucky you are.
I mean, I, hey, I understand I got out of the game, but like, I mean, it's just everything's just different. Nothing's better because when you're single, you're like, oh, that guy's in a relationship. It's so much better. And then you get in a relationship, you're like, this bitch is crazy. I was better without. you know, it's always a trade off. It's just different.
You think sometimes you wish I think you wish you just had more time for shit.
I mean, I just wish like I had more energy to be awake for more hours of the day.
Yeah.
But that's my own problem. But anyway, I digress. So
How
what else
is
have you been
how
up
is the
to?
wifey sauce, anyways?
She hates that chick, by the way.
You mean she not only hates the name, but she hates the chick too.
Well, she hates most people I watch on YouTube, and she hates the name. So a little bit A, a little bit from B. Um, for the longest time, she always kept referring to everybody I watched as that stupid guy on YouTube you watch, and I'm like, you got to be a little bit more specific, honey. Which one? The guy who eats stupid things, the guy who eats really old things, the guy who uh, builds computers but doesn't know what he's doing, the guy who builds computers but knows what he's doing, or the guy who knows what he's doing but doesn't do it.
Yeah.
So anyway, but what else have you been up to?
Um. Not a whole lot. Like being on all these dates, like it really made like the week like it stretched it out. Like this week seemed like it went a lot slower, just
Mm.
because I've been doing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Yeah, a couple of the dates I went on too. Like they're like, I just want to be friends, and then they just stop talking to you.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
I want to be non-communicating friends.
Mm. Gotcha. I mean, basically everyone I've ever broke up with has been like, we're either together or nothing. Bye.
Yeah.
So I guess that's cool because they leave me the hell alone.
Yeah. It's definitely like uh, a roller coaster kind of because yeah, like I said, I'm going on. I'm still talking to a couple of girls. Been on a couple dates, or like like a few, probably like 3 or 4. I got one strong uh, prospect in there, and then a couple other uh, I am supposed to go on a date with next week, and then like just today I started talking to new people, so it's like different waves of filtering people out, talking to new people,
Mm-hmm.
uh, have going on dates and seeing what happens,
Humble brag.
What?
It's just like, from one day to another, I see one bitch, and, all I see is asses and elbows, man. It's just.
Hey, not. Hey, I would be bragging if I was like, yeah, I'm getting all these dates. I'm getting some too.
Well, gentlemen never. Well, my kid, you're not fucking gentleman.
Gentleman doesn't fucking tell, right?
I don't know. So. Well, that's cool. You've been out there living La Vida Loca.
Yeah. I mean,
Just, always carry protection in.
yeah.
You
Oh, I
you
know.
can still get a Tinder date pregnant.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just like going on a date. Like nowadays, it seems it's not as like special as it used to be because it's just like you're just meeting people and then seeing if there's like a connection or not. It's like
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Well,
I mean,
I
it's
don't
just
know what
like
to tell you.
if you say hi to somebody and they say hi back, it doesn't necessarily. Hey, I try not to get my hopes up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you just you gotta keep plugging away, dog.
And we're gonna go back to the Joe Dirt here, right?
Yeah. Um. So what have I been up to? He said.
Up to getting into soda talk. No,
In
just
a
messing.
minute. No. Just working a lot of overtime. I've been training a new guy to work at the
Ooh.
building I've been working at. So he knows how to do the job. He just doesn't know all the locations and stuff and like where everything and everyone is.
Frank's like, yep, I got this fancy badge here, and I got this fancy name tag, and
Now he's
got
got the
my
same
own
thing.
cart.
Nah, I just stand behind him and watch, and then go. No, she goes over there. No, that's that person's. No, they're in this room, and that's
Like
pretty
try to
much it.
impress them or whatever, and be like, yeah, I'm the top dog here.
Okay, now, okay. When someone asks me how long I've been at my job, the guy I work with is 21. Okay, or
Yeah.
going to be 21. I've been working at my job since he was 6 years old.
Wow.
So, yeah, after that, he just does what I say. What more can you say to me at that point? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
The end. Mic drop. Okay, so I've been doing that. I had a bit of a problem earlier this week. My lovely wife gave me some mix for some blended coffee drinks, like like a frappe or whatever, and you put in a blender with some ice and some milk
Thanks.
and blend it up. And I said, okay, cool. So I put in our blender, and this is first thing in the morning. So like I'm not awake. I can just scoop out. I get some ice out of the freezer, and I don't want to make a bunch of noise. I don't want to spill ice on the floor. So when I get ice for my drinks, I usually just reach into the fridge and pull out an ice cube. So I stick a couple of those in there, and I go, "You idiot! That's just gonna fuck it up. Just get some ice, crushed ice from the actual dispenser. So I do that for the rest. I literally only had maybe 2.5 cubes at most. I start it up, it moves, and then it goes, and just stops. And I'm like, what the fuck's the matter with it? I take the thing off, a big chunk of plastic sitting underneath it. I'm like, oh no.
Oh my god.
I blew the clutch out. Luckily, those things are made to be replaced because they can wear out. It's the clutch slash coupler, so it goes between the pory what's the word I'm looking for here, base I guess, and the base on the table, like on your counter. So it makes the forks and blades spin around, and those are, like I said, they're rubber because they can either wear from being old or from just trying to grind up the wrong shit in your blender. I told my wife, I was like, I think I broke it. She came downstairs and she's like, what do you mean you think you broke it? The kitchen smells like smoke. I'm sorry. And then I came home and she threw it in the trash. I'm like, no, don't do that. We could probably still save it. It's like an $8 part. So I ordered 2 of them from Amazon. So hopefully I didn't do any more severe damage like the motor or something, but I think it was just the clutch. Because it just screws on.
No, that's cool. Yeah, that's the opposite of clutch, breaking the clutch, right?
I mean, you can burn up a clutch in a car, and it does the same thing. It stinks really bad. Anyway,
have you been gaming?
Not as much as I'd like. I did on Friday. That was it. I think that was it. I might have did it a little bit Saturday. I just, like, if I just hopped on for maybe an hour. No more than like 3 during the day. I try not to sit up on it all night during the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Would you say like during the winter you maybe get more time in during the weekends because you don't have to take care of the yard as much?
I mean, you still got to take care of it because you got to shovel. You got to put salt. Takes out a lot of time because we have a sidewalk. Well, we have our sidewalk that we go down every day, and then we have the sidewalk in front of the house that we don't want someone to sue us for slipping on. So
I
we
thought the city owned that.
No, they don't. If they fall in front of our house, apparently it's our responsibility. So, like when my water line broke, they made us tear up the cement and get to it. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, first they said it wasn't it wasn't frozen on their side. They said it was frozen on ours. So we ran new water line into our house, and it was still frozen. And they're like, "Oh, we're not going to come in now that it's frozen. We'll just tap you into the neighbor's line." So,
yeah, these cities are ruthless with like homeowners, man. Because like, I just recently saw on YouTube about you ever watch those shows with people that get like they're on those shows and they like renovate their houses and like make them really nice and stuff.
yeah, like what, house flippers or whatever.
Well, it's like a show where they make it's for for the people that are on the show, and it's just like a home makeover or whatever for them.
Oh yeah, where like they say, okay, he really wants a giant shower, so he made him a bathroom with a giant fucking shower, and the guy comes home and pretends to be surprised. Oh, you made me a giant shower. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that. I've seen that kind of shit.
But I guess what I didn't realize is those are actually more of kind of like a burden for a lot of people because most people they can't even afford the utilities, and then the property tax I guess goes up because their house is better or whatever.
Yes, and you also like your taxes go up, and your tax bracket probably goes up. I mean, whenever people get a lot of money, as a gift. Like, just if you get straight cash from somebody, you don't get the entirety of the cash unless whoever's giving it to you also pays your taxes for you. Which I think,
Yeah.
who was it who did that? It was some fucking actor. Who was in Ocean's 11? I forget.
I don't know.
But I heard about it. It was a pretty cool story. They said he invited like 10 of his buddies who were like there when he was nobody, and they all came to the party, and he gave them all suitcases, and they opened it up, and there's like $1 million in cash, and he says, "Yeah, I paid all your taxes on this already, so this is $1 million clean. You get to take home." Whew,
Wow.
that'd be nice. But
Yeah, but my question is like, does somebody come to your house every day, like every so often or whatever, to evaluate your property or something? Like,
well, I
if
mean,
if you make a nicer kitchen or whatever, how do they know unless you're selling a house or whatever? You know,
well, you have to have work on your house done. You have to have permits.
like how extensive of work do you have to do, or
I mean,
is
well, we built onto our garage and had to have permits
oh really?
multiple times. Yeah, and all we did was add a bay.
And whenever you get a permit or whatever, then they tell the government how much the
Well, they have
value is
you
or something.
literally they literally will ask you for plans of what it is you're doing. Like my father-in-law had to draw it out on a fucking piece of paper and explain it to him.
Hmm.
I don't know the exact extent of it because I wasn't there, but I mean that and like they do come and evaluate your shit. Like we've had a thing from the tax thing, uh, like the county auditor and shit. They swing by your house and check out your garage.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, they'll look at shit like that and say, "Hey, we upped your taxes because of this and shit like that." I mean, the luxury of being a homeowner.
Yeah, I'm just curious on like what you can get away with and what, because I mean it's like it's your property unless somebody comes like annually or whatever and evaluates your whole house, and it's like
Well, I
I
mean,
wonder.
someone think about it. Like, I think it was the people who sell the Ring doorbells were like, "Yeah, you have to get used to the fact of how many people actually come to your house every day that you didn't know about."
Yeah.
Like my house, I had a meter reader inside of my fence I didn't even know about one day. I
Oh
opened the
really?
door. I opened the door. I was about to let my dog out, and he's like, "Hey, I'm your meter reader." I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing in my yard?"
Hmm.
So, I mean, plus,
Yeah.
if it's something like if it's something extensive, like on those crazy shows where they're like, "We rebuilt this person's house from a shed to a 2-story house," they're gonna just be like, "Oh yeah, that's bigger." And
Yeah. Well,
you
yeah,
pay
that's like
taxes.
advertised to the world. Yeah.
I mean, in your insurance and everything, they, to get insurance, you have to be appraised for certain things. My wife already
Yeah.
had the house when I met her, so I and pretend like I know anything.
Right.
Um, I mean, it's not like you just own 50 acres and you do what you want on it. If you own a home and it's got power and part of the city, then you pay a big chunk to them for everything.
Shit, I thought this was America and you could do whatever you wanted
Nah,
on your property.
nah, nah. Oh no, 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 sir, no. That's a misconception. You do what you want as long as it's approved. Doesn't matter if it's your land or not. My
Yeah.
neighbor wanted to add a gate between my house and his because we both have fences right next to each other. So that way they would have to open a gate to get to our backyards. And my wife's like, "Yeah, the city won't let them do that because it's got to be so many feet from the next building." Even though we don't give a shit, I'd let him do it, but
It's
city
just
would
like
say
that.
no.
Did you ever see that episode of Married with Children where I was trying to build a doghouse and like the home
Yeah,
inspector came by?
yes, and it had to have like cement and working lights.
Yeah, those people are just as bad as like I bet you they have a special place in hell for those people, just like lawyers.
Well, I mean, you gotta, it's not all bad guys. Like I told you, here in my town, the same building has the Department of Water, Wastewater, and Taxes.
Bless
Excuse
you.
me. So that building sucks, and you never see actual people in it. You have to go to a fucking door and a drop box and drop off a check. You never see people because they would be chewed out every fucking day. There would be fights in the parking lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Probably death
I mean,
threats and stuff.
would you want let everyone to know that you work at the fucking Department of Income Tax and fucking wastewater? If they're not mad at the water, they're mad about income tax.
Yeah.
We've had problems with both.
It's just as bad too when those people get you're on like a game show and you get like really fancy car and you got can't even afford the taxes on that. You know,
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about
it's
it. A
almost
car
like
that's,
more of a burden actually getting something nowadays. You know.
I mean, it's not almost. It is. Like when Oprah gave away cars to all those people in her audience, they were saying, yeah, they couldn't afford the tax on it because
Yeah.
15,000. Even a cheap car is $15,000, right?
Right.
So I don't know what's the tax on that.
And I think there's like a lot of complications too. Like if you just wanted to flip the house or whatever after the show renovated it for you, like if you wanted to sell it and go somewhere cheaper and get the profit from it, I think there's like
Okay, whether
depending
you're
on
buying
if you own it or whatever, you know.
howstuffworks.com. This is auto.howstuffworks.com. Whether you're buying a new car or a used car or even leasing a car, you have to pay state sales tax. Nearly every state has a sales tax ranging from under 3% to over 8%. The national average in the United States is 5.7%. So what cars did they give away on like Oprah? A new like a Jeep Cherokee?
Yeah.
Let me Google this real quick. Oh, $32,000.
Shit.
So what did I say? 5 point something percent? Let's just say 5%. 5% of what did I say that number was? 32,000.
Yeah.
Oh, $1,600. So your free car cost you $1,600. A shitty car is $1,600. Right?
Right.
So
But
just
I
shit
mean,
to chew over.
you know all about like all those technicalities of like mortgages and house stuff. Like, if you would you have to have paid off your mortgage to like immediately flip one of those like remodeled houses or whatever, so you didn't have to worry about all that
I have
shit.
no idea on any of that. I'd have to ask my wife. She bought her a house.
Mm,
She did all that. She knows everything. I have no fucking clue. Floyd would actually know better too because he actually bought his home.
yeah, well, that's what I would do if I saw this like the taxes for that shit because the one case that I was talking about, like there was a lady and she couldn't she was had a family and stuff and her husband died and the city still like kicked her out and stuff or like the bank or whatever did. It was crazy. And like
Well,
apparently the whole town had helped her get that new house too. Like they had like petitioned for it or like I don't know all the details of it, but it's just crazy. There's like a whole sob story in there and stuff with the husband and I don't know, but
yeah.
um I guess like the taxes would end up been like thousands of dollars a month or something.
I mean, yeah.
And
Taxes
if
and
I saw that,
fees are.
I would have flipped that shit quick.
Well, if you have an expensive house, it puts you in a different tax bracket, kind of, because you can't afford a house. You can't afford to pay it. I mean, if you could afford it, you would have bought it to begin with. So,
Well, actually, I was reading some of the comments too. They were saying like you might have not even been able to flip it because uh, if you have, it used to be like what, a $200,000 house, and now it's like a $400,000 or $500,000 house in a $200,000 house neighborhood, and you want it to be
Yeah.
in a nicer area.
Yeah, no one's gonna buy your, polished turd in the middle of a shitty city.
Yeah.
It's like I got a mansion in the middle of the crack house. So, anyway, I got a question, Ian.
Well, I got an answer for you.
What you drinking on?
I don't give a fuck.
Still need to record that from your dad.
Yeah.
Soda Talk with Frank.
He doesn't
and
even
Ian.
have to open that can. You just ask him, be like, "Hey, can you say what the fuck?"
Excuse me. So what do you got?
Excuse me. Okay, so I got a 12 pack. They still have a couple of these 12 packs at Mark's, some Liberty Brew.
Oh, I still have yet to try that one.
Oh, you never tried that yet?
Nah.
I thought you did.
I'll probably get it at the gas station because after you get 3, you get a couple cents off on gas.
Well, they stopped doing the bottles here, but they still had a can, so.
I'm sure they still have them on my gas station.
Yeah. Now I have a plain Jane Red Dew. And then I have I have a Smart toilet water.
Toilet water.
Yeah.
Stuff's pretty good. I've had that. They have that at my work in the gift shop.
Yeah. Sweet.
I had
What about you?
when I had
Oh, go ahead.
well when I had dinner, I went to Taco Bell. I had a cherry sunset freeze, which is a pineapple and cherry freeze. Pretty good. I drank it all.
Pretty good.
I have some balls in a mug. But then
Are
I
you balls
got-
deep in that?
Well, yeah, and I'm about to crack something else open here in a second. I have toilet water. But then, hold on.
Oh.
I got a couple of these in the fridge. My wife's like, "When are you gonna drink these?" I go, tonight." So, hold on. I still got
Nate
some
would be like,
carbonation.
he'd be like, no. Why? Save it and sell it.
Actually, my wife found I had my old case of Ecto Cooler. I had a cardboard case on top of the fridge, and it fell behind the fridge, and it still had a can in it. So I just put it in the fridge with my other couple cans I have left.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah.
Don't you have a case of Baja Blast still too from the other year? It's going
I got
on 2
like
years
one-
probably.
I got like 1 or 2 of the original first run when it came back. But I got like 3 bottles of Crystal Pepsi, and I just cracked open one of them.
By the way,
Anyway,
do you know what's going on with Ben? You think you
No.
maybe text him to see if he's wants to come in? Because I don't even know if he's getting the invite from this private DM or whatever we're on.
I don't know. I can send him a message on Hangouts.
Okay. It was trying to call him, I think, because I saw all 3 of us, and then his went away because I think I hung
Yeah,
up.
it says he's not online, so
Yeah, I saw that.
I talked to him earlier. I don't know. He's been in the studio working on a pitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Pitching a tent?
yeah, that's what I said. Did
Oh,
you
that's cool.
did you want to do a video of the week?
Video of the week? Yeah. Yes. What the? Oh, here it is.
It's not hide and seek. It's the video of the week.
Ben. Ben said, no, it's date night.
I didn't stop him before.
Well,
Ben.
yeah. Okay, let me get on screen share because, you know. La 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 la. There we go. Okay. Is it coming through?
Yep.
Is this the same guy?
Yeah. I like his videos.
So what's his thing this week?
Okay, so you're a guy, you know about colors and stuff, right?
Yeah. What about him, Ian?
Well, so do you understand the idea of additive and subtractive colors?
I'm sure I do, but I can't think of it through the name right now. Go ahead.
Let me see if I have I could post a link for you or something.
I think we talked about this last time.
So basically, anything. Let me see. Yeah, let me see if I could screen share on mine.
So is he saying red and green and blue make red?
Hold on. Okay. Okay, let me go here. So this is like if you type, can you see my screen share by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's OBS in your browser. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So basically this is additive and subtractive color mixing. This is, like red, green, and blue is, like from your TVs and basically any kind of light source. When you mix them all together, it adds together and it makes white. And subtractive color mixing is basically like any kind of like surface color that's not from like a light source. So basically like paints or inks or whatever, when you mix them together, they make black. So like this is cyan, magenta, and yellow, which are the primary colors for inks. That when you're in high school, when you mix paints together, they actually lie to you the color, because they always tell you like red, yellow, and blue are the primary colors. When for paints and inks and any kind of like chemicals and stuff, or dyes or whatever, the brightest colors would, like the primary colors would be cyan, yellow, and magenta. And as you can see, that's the opposite of the additive, which cyan and magenta make the blue, and then the magenta yellow make the red, and the other two make the green. So but this guy made an interesting video. He said, well, what if you let me go back to yours here.
Looks like he's finger painting, so I can't really tell from his art there.
No, he's basically mixing what do you call it, those glow stick fluids.
Yeah.
And you get to see what happens with that, because when you you're mixing. It's both like a light source and just like like a chemicals. So it's kind of interesting to see what the result was from that, because you would think this is just like some materials you're mixing together, or chemicals or dyes or whatever. It would be subtractive, but it actually turns out that it's additive still, because it's giving off light. Yeah. Now I think once the out he should have done a follow up thing, like once the thing runs out of like juice or whatever. You know how glow sticks, those eventually die out.
Right.
I know you could put them in the freezer or whatever and they'll last a little bit longer, but eventually they do die out, and I wonder if it would become subtractive when it's totally dead. That would have been interesting to see. But if I don't know if you want to skip farther in the video, you'll see it glowing when it's in the dark and stuff.
I mean, I was in the middle.
Oh, okay.
See?
Yeah. And another thing to point out was it's a little bit reddish, because I guess one of the he said he's assuming that's one of the things has a little bit more red in it or something, like as far as the dyes go. But what he did is he actually put on like a paper towel to filter it out or something, and it ended up being like more of a pure white. But it was just an interesting experiment to see.
Uh-huh. I mean, I'm all down for shit glow in the dark.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, did you want to see my video of the week? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
sure.
I didn't know you still had something to say there. I apologize.
I was gonna say it's too bad they don't have like a glow stick material where, like, if you put like heat to it, or if you put more like electricity into it, kind of like the EL wires, it would glow back again.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure like the actual like the sticks. What is it? Just a reaction?
Yeah.
I'm sure that would be like immediately like discontinued if they like made something today that for like a wearable with glow sticks in it.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh no, that's got no.
So what do you got this week?
Well, funny you should ask, Ian. I have a video this week.
Well, that's good. It's always good to do your part.
Yeah.
Do your part in saving the rainforest, the environment.
Right.
Or just making a video of the week.
Right. So this week, my video of the week is from good old Tech Syndicate. They still make videos, believe it or not.
He does?
Yeah,
I
every so
know
often.
he does some serious business usually.
Yeah. Basically, he explains how if you take a ThinkPad, they're pretty, modular. You can open them up, mod them, and make them better for not a whole lot of money. For, the total cost is less than, a current laptop with the same specs. Because I can't remember exactly which model. He said the ThinkPads actually were the basis of a newer laptop that came out. So they got a couple of the ThinkPads and they, upped the RAM and changed the CPU and did some fancy shit. That's nothing that, you and I haven't done. It'd just be a little more difficult.
Right.
Because it's smaller and, you got ribbon cables to deal with and shit. but it's enough to get me interested in it. If I ever had to get a laptop, if I wanted to get a full spec machine, be like, well, only thing I didn't care for is he modified the screen to be a 1080 panel, but you can game at 720, and I'm like, mm, but it's a cool little video, and
Interesting.
ThinkPads don't get enough love, so the only thing he couldn't really get working was he bought a new trackpad for it to try to update it, and within Windows it didn't want to work. And everyone's like, "You wanted to update the trackpad on a ThinkPad? What's wrong with you?" So,
Well, that's cool. That's something interesting. I don't think he normally does a video like that, does he?
I mean, every so often he gets a hair up his ass and shows how he did something. I think it's what he's got going on in his own life, and then he says, "Hey, people might dig this." Like when he showed how to emulate the Wii on a computer, and other little projects that don't take a whole lot of time to do, but the average person wouldn't just think of doing them.
Yeah.
So it harkened back to the older Tech Syndicate days for me. Like, oh, this is interesting. I didn't even think of this.
Yeah. Do you think like he's like? Because I wonder how does he like make most of his money? Is it like because he doesn't do a whole lot of videos anymore? It seems like like compared to the past,
Well, they realized that the way they did a whole video on how they think that the way YouTube is structured now, it's not favored towards content creators as much as it is shills.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's pretty true. So,
Yep. Yeah. YouTube just got too involved in general.
yeah, it's like, they don't want you unless you're a big channel. But, if you're a big channel, why would you need to settle for YouTube?
Yeah. Exactly.
So, anyway, so that's
You
what I
make
have.
money tube. You make us
Huh?
money tube.
Yeah. That's what I had. Something pretty simple, but
Yeah. Is he like doing like what are some of the other stuff he's doing? He's like because I know he was working on a video games or whatever with him
he's
and
been
his.
working on a game forever. I don't know if they're actually going to do it or if that's just some shit they say.
Well, I know the other guy was more heavily working on it, wasn't he, or something?
I don't know. He built a computer just for a guy, and we haven't even seen really anything.
How's that Wendell doing?
I mean, he's got his own channel, and they're doing pretty good. Let's see,
Sweet.
actually. Now that you mention it. Okay. Six. Okay, so 607,000 subscribers for Tech Syndicate. Whoop. Level 1. Check. See how much they make. They have level 1 checks. 253,000. So.
Yeah, I think when you have that many subscribers, you probably have like the same amount of money as a year as like a normal like 9 to 5 job or something.
Yeah, well, and also this is just the main channel. He's got the Linux channel. I don't know what else. Oh, here we go. Linux, Enterprise, Team, and just Windows channel, but he doesn't have anything on there, I don't think.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I mean, when they split up, everyone's like, "Whoa, we'll give you money if you do your own thing," and Windows like, "Okay." I think he still works a regular 9 to 5. I don't think this is his only source of income. So he must have a really good job.
Yeah.
But what do I know? Okay.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm saying like if you have like a 6 figures subscribers, at least back in the day, you were probably making like like 50 grand or something a year probably, or
Uh-huh.
maybe through Patreon and stuff too nowadays. I'm assuming when you're in the millions of subscribers, like, I mean, I know, like PewDiePie, he's a millionaire, and Ninja I
Billion?
think is too.
So, hold on just a second.
That's the thing; they're not allowed to disclose how much they make on the YouTube, at least.
Right, or else they shut you down.
Shut
Be your
you
last
down.
video. How much they
Sure.
pay me? How much I used to make? Yeah. So, anyway, would you like to get into stations? Sir?
Substations.
Man your battle stations. Man your battle stations.
Station.
What's your theme here, sir?
Well, you see, for this week, my theme is "fuck you." That's what's my theme.
Oh, you said a bad word. No, I saw this one. This is the his and her station, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. You can't really tell where one station ends and one station begins.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. I mean, I see one computer in the middle, and I can't tell if that's another one to the right or what. Let me read the post while you're talking about it.
I think it might be another computer there. This one was just like kablow in your face.
Someone said activate Windows.
Yeah. Activate.
Don't you think this is
computers.
a bit too much? Downvoted.
What did he say?
He said, I like RGB, but don't you think this is a bit too much? I said downvoted.
Downvoted.
Yes.
Isn't that a bit too many screens?
You said words? What?
Too many screens and guitars and stuff.
Is there a second?
Wah, 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 wah. It's
Tower.
like that teacher talking in Charlie Brown.
Right.
Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, it's a nice setup. The Leafs are pretty nice, but they're not too much, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I just commented. I'm like, is there another tower? 'Cause I can't fucking tell. By the way, did you notice that they have changed the rules of Battlestations to allow laptops now?
Oh, really?
Well, originally they
Aw,
said
man.
there were so many that the community didn't want them to have laptops, and now they said that they allow them if the laptop uses peripherals like a screen, keyboard, and a mouse. So, I mean, because at the time laptops were very plain, and they had a whole post about it in text explaining how it was basically just a at the time they were so plain and underpowered, and now really laptops are kind of pretty powerful. Tablets are still not allowed though.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that because like a lot of most of the stations that like I've put on this show are like they're pretty crazy with like 4 or 5 monitors, and they have all this other stuff too. So like, who gives a shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like They have so much stuff in there. The computer, if it was a tower, anyways, it would be such a small part of the overall
Yeah.
room. You know.
Yeah. Boy, that's a big ass TV. Let's see if I can
Yeah.
tell what kind it is here. Sony. I like how the desk is like the wood's been cut on the side, or they didn't put laminate down. Pretty big monitors, though.
Yeah, those are curved, aren't they? At least the sides
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, they look to be LGs, and then an Acer in the middle, and then
Yeah,
I think
I can
they're.
see
I
why.
think they're. Go ahead.
I can see why I didn't have it the same kind in the middle because you wouldn't even have any. They'd be hanging off the desk, you know.
Yeah, I think those are ultra wide, and that one's probably a higher refresh rate if I had to guess.
Yeah.
And then the rig is a wall mount with all that like the velvety. I don't know if that's like because like the wall looks like a gray, like a paint. Because see, it's like dripping over onto the right, and then like they've got curtains right there, and it looks like a velvety backdrop. I'm guessing that's just a thing for cable management. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
I mean, it works wonders for cable management because you really don't see much anything.
I think he likes white.
White and gray, yeah. I mean,
His chair could be better though. Just saying.
excuse me.
But I mean, I will say probably if you're trying to do a white chair, you probably don't have as much of a selection unless if you're doing like a racing or gaming chair, you know.
Somebody actually commented on the flooring. They said you're supposed to install the flooring in a pattern that has each joint in the middle of the next row's plank.
What?
Yeah. So basically, his flooring is not done correctly, I guess. And then someone said vinyl for sure. So if you look at the middle of the drawers under the TV, just opposite on the first row, I wish I hadn't seen it either. And someone said it burns my eyes. What was it? Okay, where are they saying to look? I gotta see this now. The middle of the drawers under the TV, just opposite it on the floor. Oh boy. Okay, under the TV. Okay. Oh. Yeah, there's a big piece right there standing out in the middle of nowhere. See that?
Oh yeah.
Now that's gonna mess up my OCD.
I would because he tried to make everything look clean, you know.
I mean, if you're not looking at it, don't notice it. Now I can't not notice it. Thanks, guy. You ruined it for me.
He did. You should downvote that. Just because he ruined it for you.
The guy says, in their defense, with the main pieces that short and see most likely a vinyl or other fake hardware application. Oh boy. Let me go ahead and reply. Thanks, you ruined it for me. Now I can't not see it. Okay, I had to be an asshole. Anyway, but yeah, that's pretty cool. It's alright.
It's I.
Okay. Hey, Macarena. Isn't that how it ended?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your third station?
Something different.
Oh, got an old beat up metal desk. That's different. Sub on the floor as God intended.
Yeah.
I think that's what that is. This is like someone's workstation, I think. Best dad, hands down. Pictures of their kids and shit. Old ass motherboards on the wall. Tubs of cables. desk that's beat all the bejesus and back. The
I'm
one in the
guessing
back.
he's like a computer repair guy or something.
I mean, either that or he's got a really sweet little garage shop.
He's got kind of like your setup with the screens.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, they're the same monitors on the top and bottom, though. Mine's, obviously different,
Yeah.
and they got one of those ergonomical standing desk platforms, which is really, I'm glad they like kind of went that route everywhere because
Yeah,
like
so is that like a desk on a desk or something then?
it's a basically you sit that on the desk, and when it's not unfolded like that, the top of that tray is basically where the keyboard is sitting now. So you can just sit at it and type, versus when you're got stretched up, you're at standing position. It's more ergonomical, like because you're supposed to be able to move around and around.
See, I would think
Like you're not supposed to stay in one spot either way.
Yeah. I just think you'd be like, if you were sitting, you'd really be craning your neck worse than yours is trying to see up to the top there.
Well, you move everything down, and then you take the chair away when you stand up, or you get a chair that's really tall, like a stool.
Well, does it go down even? Is that the lowest point it's at now, or does it go down closer to the green?
No, it collapses. Like it'll go down. It'll go down lower.
Oh, okay. I didn't not know that.
Yeah, like the tray, like the tray where the mouse and keyboard are, goes down to the top of the black base part, and then the top of the table where the monitors are sitting goes down to where the keyboard and shit is right now.
So that's more of like a tray type of thing versus just a whole desk on its own.
No. Yeah. It lifts up your monitors and your.
I've never seen that before. That's interesting.
Well, they have a lot of my work now because I actually talked to the guy in safety who works with like making sure everything's ergonomic and stuff, because they went with a different style and they found out that the ones that are made to always be standing, like a permanent change, can do more damage than good. So they say really to even it out, you ought to be able to change it on the fly like that. And I just have no interest in standing. Like, I do it all day at work. I don't want to fucking do it later.
Yeah.
So, because I'm lazy. But I mean, hey, only thing I gripe about, I don't know if those speakers are mounted on the monitors, because I can only imagine that would add weight.
Yeah.
And if they're not, if they're mounted to the walls, then when he's not standing, they're nowhere near ear level. But again, if you're if you're using those monitors and those speakers, I doubt you really give a shit. He's probably using the headphones more than anything, I would guess, but I don't know.
I wonder if or after see, he could have maybe done his like own rebar or something with the speakers attached to it, going like mounted to the
well, like that one that we had with the
something.
mobile station.
Yeah.
There's a bracket. I think it looks like it might be mounted. Well, the headphones are hanging off of the speaker. I'll have to look and see if anyone commented on it. Let me see.
I don't know if it's the type of setup that everyone would want, but it's definitely a discussion piece, it seems like,
Yeah. Sadly, though, OP does not deliver, because a day ago someone said, "How are you mounting your quad monitor setup?" And then someone said, "And the Pioneers," and meaning as speakers, and no one has said shit.
Aw, man. Why don't you be active if you're going to post it? It's
Right,
cool.
because you get a message every time that someone replies to your shit. It's like, I want to post something, but never comment on it.
He stole it. Like, that's not his.
I made this. You made this? I made this.
Oh, yeah, this was a bonus here.
Oh, well, this was going to be one of my stations.
It was for...
Yeah, but it's okay. I threw in some honorable mentions.
Well, like I said, it's a bonus. This can be yours if if it was one of your main ones.
It was, but who gives a shit?
I just thought I'd throw this in there because it was totally different than other ones. It was only a single monitor one.
No, it's because you and I like asses.
Yeah, and RGB.
And
This
this
one
is
was
a very.
RGB the fuck out, man.
I don't even know what the hell, like, what model of Strix that is he's running, or like, I'm saying he because he's got a picture of a girl in there. I don't know if that's his daughter or his girlfriend, but I don't know which CPU this is. I don't know anything about it other than like what I can make out from accessories, and it's expensive as hell.
By the way, did you see the review for that Radeon 5700? It looks pretty good. The Red Devil one.
Red Devil.
Red Devil.
Nah, I ain't seen shit.
Yeah, it's, Jay and Bitwit did it. He was like this. Bitwit basically said that it was the Navi that we deserved. And that's a bold statement.
I'll take the Pepsi challenge that I just came back from Amsterdam. Oh wait, that's a Pulp Fiction reference. I don't know if you'll get that.
I watched it, but I only watched it once.
You call yourself a Tarantino fan?
I didn't say that I was. I said
You're
I
not?
watched Tarantino movies. I mean, I like his movies. I'm not like a hardcore fan though. I like Guillermo del Toro.
Okay. So I'm gonna say, man, you had some decent stations this week.
I did.
Yeah. No, the
Oh,
other
thanks.
guy on the show.
Oh, you gave me a compliment. I didn't understand.
Yeah. Well, I won't do that again.
Thanks. Yeah, I thought that they were kind of like things that like this one had kind of like your monitor set up, and they were just like in your face. I wasn't actually even sure if you'd like this one or not.
Well, no, I like it because he's got a different desk that you don't see every day.
Yeah.
He's got actual speakers. He's got bins of parts behind him.
How could you
And
not
then,
like that? Too many
Right.
motherboards? What?
Right? I liked this one, but I didn't want to use it for my list because it didn't speak to me.
You're looking for something that really stands out to you this week.
Yeah, I don't just like everything. I mean, I like a lot of stuff, but not everything.
What about this one?
A little bit too much white for me. I'll get it dirty really quick.
He's got to hate white, doesn't he?
I mean, he has the most upvotes, I think, of everybody, though.
I'm
Because
gonna
counting
go for.
me, dude's
Oh, go ahead.
dude's got 69 upvotes here.
Hmm.
Yeah, even compared to the Asus one, he's still the highest.
I'm gonna go for the
But-
last one. I like that one.
The Asus.
Nah, I forgot I had that one in there. I'm talking about this one.
Oh,
That last one was like an honorable mention type of thing.
yeah. These are. These are. This is pretty nice stuff right here. I think let's see. The Dell on the far left has a GTX 1060. Some Overwatch. I mean,
So
I
you like that
enjoyed it.
one?
It's different. I'm just gonna rate it as in is in the favorite because no point in going through everything. Because if we go through 8 stations a person, this will take all goddamn.
Yeah.
But hit me with my theme song.
Way
There we
ahead of
go.
you.
All right, so my stations. This was my first one, but let's see how it holds up. Check this bad bitch out. Booyah!
So this is a battle screen, not a battle station.
No, no. See, no.
This station came with a keyboard and mouse.
Well, hold on a second. I keep getting these fucking notifications from Steam, even though I thought I had this shit closed. Bullshit giveaways and stuff. No, see, I know you have a love. See, I figured my picks this week would appeal to you, see, okay? Because I know you have a love for aces, so that's why I picked the first station, right?
Yeah, and I love these ultra wides.
But yeah, it's it's ultra wide and it's like I said, it's not.
This one is like one of those. It's like a dick fake where it's just like bloom. Everything's resting on this giant thing here, you know.
Well, I mean, there's a big monitor here, but see, they did something else you enjoy in this post.
Oh really?
They included a gallery with more pictures.
Ooh. We always
And then-
appreciate those.
Well, okay, but hold on. First, there's the tower, right? And you think, well, who gives a shit, right?
I don't think it's sleeper here.
Well, see, then you're thinking right.
Yeah. Now here's a question for you. Whose sleeper computer you think did it the best? Was it Linus or I think Jay did one. What's the best sleeper computer you've ever seen? Or that you liked?
Well, hold on then. You asked me when I don't have it pulled up. Hold on, here we go. Hold up.
Hold up. Hold on up.
Get on up. It's not one from a YouTube personality that like we follow. Am I still screen sharing?
Yeah, you got some Aces thing on here. Oh, there we go. Nice.
It's a sleeper build. It was only built for show. The guy doesn't actually use it because every post was like, "Oh, this guy gets shitty airflow." But they
Yeah.
actually made a video of it.
Yeah, how heavily did he have to modify the case and everything?
I think everything was. Well, they show in the video he's doing work to the metal. I think he stripped everything out because, as you can see, there's no drive cages. There's no like
Yeah.
the floppy drive and all that shit isn't really there. Just the front of the drive is in there. But the SLI, well, I don't even think it has an SLI bridge in here. But the dual Gravis cards have no room to breathe, and there's no window in the case because it's literally they just took a case and velcroed on or whatever stuck on the side panel. So it just looks like a shitty old computer, and you open it up and it's got a Kraken, with Trident Z RAM and RTX, Strix cards and a Thor ROG power supply, all that crazy shit.
In that type of case, you'd basically have to have everything water cooled, like even doing like that custom RAM water cooling or whatever, and like shit on the VRMs probably too. You'd have to do.
Yeah, he says it's inspired by Linus Tech Tips because he did the sleeper build. So that one's probably my favorite. I know it's not practical, but it's still good.
Right.
Um,
I was just curious because this one is a decent one too. This one's got like a giant. Is that like that's not one of those fanless ones, is it? Oh no, that's a fan.
yeah, it's got a Wraith cooler, which okay. And I mean, I don't think he's got a window or anything on it. Yeah, he's just got the side panel on it, and he taped the Ryzen 7 sticker on it.
Did anybody tell him though you don't have to do old school with the cables though?
Yeah, the ketchup and mustard cables can work because it's not like he didn't even clean the case out. It still looks all rusty and shitty. But I mean, whatever. It looks. So he's got that, and then he's got a Back to the Future Pepsi and New Coke.
Actually, I didn't even notice the computer next to the monitor when I saw it.
Yeah, you were just like, okay.
It kind of blended in with the wall a little bit for me.
Well, I was like, okay, that's a big ass. Wait a minute, that's a old because the way he titled the post was decided it was time to upgrade from the CRT, and I was like, so he's not running like XP, is he? Because it's this XP wallpaper. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. I was like, it wouldn't run in ultra wide, and then I saw the Back to the Future Pepsi and the New Coke, and apparently the 90s DVD drive is actually a Blu-ray drive. So it's
I want to try that.
Go ahead.
I guess there's a new Coke out now or whatever.
Yeah, because of Stranger Things. We had that like last week or whatever. It's it's a nice little discussion piece, and it gives your set up that much more character.
My only thing is I know that's like, is that like that's an ultra wide, right? Or a super ultra wide they call it?
It's one of the stupid like, I think it's probably a 49-inch. Let me see. Bill picks. Why do you have a Blu-ray copy of B-Movie behind your keyboard? Where else am I supposed to store that?
My point was though, is like, I know that's a really ultra wide monitor, but is it just me or is that desk pretty small? Like even compare with the tower and stuff there too for reference.
I mean, if it's a 49-inch screen,
I mean,
it's going to be pretty wide.
Well, you barely have any room for the keyboard and mouse though too. I wonder if he's just got like, if his wife he saw gave him a little corner or something there. So all you get.
Nah, this guy is not old enough for wife. He's probably just like a kid.
Kid.
Hold on. Copying a file and not letting me see it. Oh, there it is. Downloads. Downloads. Okay. Delete. No. Shit. I thought it was deleting and it was just making me delete the title. Okay.
Batch
Closing
delete.
out.
Self-delete.
Anyway. So my third station
Turd station.
And now for something completely different.
What am I looking at here?
Huh?
What am I looking at here? This is different.
Well, there's the Dan Case M1 for a small form factor PC.
This kind of desk is like, it's like an L desk that they want to make a commitment to being an L desk.
That's an L desk, and then he's got it's an ergo desk that goes up and down with the flip of a switch. And then he's got an Asus monitor, mouse bungee.
Would you ever get one of those mouse bungees?
If my cable was in the way, maybe. Plus they make them with their USB hubs now, so why not? It's got a Rode mic arm. It's got just Logitech webcam, which is what I use.
Is that one of those ITX builds?
Probably, yeah.
I think
And then,
I remember Jay did one of those with the Titan in it or whatever.
yeah. He's got a vape, which I'm not going to hold that against him.
Darth Vapor.
Yeah. I believe these are Atom speakers, which are very expensive.
Oh, they are, huh?
Well, like the tweeters are ribbon tweeters. That they're not just like a little slit. They're very nice looking technology. Visual wise.
Yeah, what makes speakers so expensive is not just the size, right?
No, it's the components going in, the technology in there. I mean, these are revered for being quality. Plus, he's got a audio interface here for I think that's the Steinberger. If I got it, I don't have a good look at it, but for his microphone there.
Has speaker technology really changed that much over like the decades?
Well, yes.
Because you'd think with that shit would go down, in price.
Nah, because it's not all the same. Like, hold on. Let me find a picture of just the tweeter. Okay. Where's the ones? Like, yeah. This is the tweeter. Doesn't look like a standard tweeter. It's a planar ribbon tweeter. Oh boy, that's totally different technology. So, do you know the difference between a dynamic driver and a planar driver?
No, I do not.
Okay. A dynamic driver is basically it's still magnetic based, but it's it's just shaped like a cone, and basically a magnet gets charged, and it vibrates, making the sound wave, etc. Well, the planar drivers are a thin piece of film in between I guess it's a substrate inside of a frame, I guess I want to say here, that vibrates with electromagnetic waves also, and produces waves, but it strong neodymium magnets. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Mesh screen. Kapton former with aluminum foil conductor. And Kapton is what the tape that I use for my 3.3 pin on my hard drive there. So it's a high, high heat withstanding thin tape, strong neodymium magnets. Neodymium magnets are the really, really strong ones that, like, inside of your hard drive, that's what they use is neodymium magnets.
Yeah, I know
Chamfered
Kapton
back.
tape. People use that on 3D printers too. I didn't know you put a special type of tape on there. I just thought you used any like electrical tape or whatever.
I mean, you can, but
Jerry-reading that
electrical
shit.
tape is not as, it's not rated for as high. Like the Kapton tape I got is actually something they use a lot for like screen printing T-shirts because it'll stay on no matter what high temperatures you're using. Because the guy on one of the guys I watch on YouTube, he used just electrical tape, but it's not rated as high basically. Dynamic driver versus planar. Find some images here.
Some images.
Yeah.
Imagers.
I mean, it's really crazy, like, what they can do in the same amount of space. Like,
Well, is it kind of
okay.
like with processors where they're packing more and more transistors in there or something?
Well, okay, hold on. Oh, here we go. Let me zoom enhance.
Okay.
See, that middle orange piece there would be the film that vibrates. And there's the magnets. And then the mesh to keep it all safe. So it's very thin technology there. Stronger, faster, better.
Well, but I mean, it's just like for some of the prices, that should better be like that middle piece should be gold or something, you know?
Well, I mean, it's it's not just like it
Is this like cutting
it's
edge technology too?
it's highly sought after higher technology. Dynamic drivers have been around for a long time, and like even now they're getting into like planar drivers for IEMs, which is mind-boggling if you think about it. Like those tiny little drivers that I was just talking about
Yeah.
are in this fucking thing that goes in your ear.
The earpods.
Well, they're not earbuds; they're in-ear monitors, like studio monitors that you would use to perform on stage. Like Gwen Stefani would have this in her ear.
Huh. So those are expensive too, then.
I mean, you can get in-ear monitors for $100 to $150, I think. Last time I checked, it's been a while. Been a while.
Well, here's
I
my
wanted
question. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just saying I wanted to get a set for when I mow the grass, so I don't have to wear my headphones
Yeah, I see a lot
because
of people
they're in
doing
your
that.
ear. In ear
Well, here's
monitor.
my question though. Like, would kind of like with photography, like you could get some old school lenses that are like really cheap nowadays because they were meant for like like non-digital cameras, but they're still high quality glass, and you just have to manually focus them. But a lot of people still get them because it's still really good image quality. Like, can you still get like, say back from the '90s or something, like really giant, powerful, high quality, uh, like speakers or monitors for pretty cheap nowadays or something?
I mean, anything that's old that's still good is going to be highly sought after, and older stuff is going to be harder to maintain because it's not like you're going to be able to get parts as easily.
Mm-hmm.
Because like one of the guys I watch who does reviews on YouTube, he bought a vintage amp, and it's cool, but it's old. You can't, if it breaks, it's going to be expensive to send out for parts.
Oh yeah.
So, anyway, back to my honorable mentions because I had some.
Okay.
So this first picture here,
Is that an aquarium
okay,
PC?
no, the side of the panel is one of those screens, and he has a wallpaper of a aquarium. So that's pretty cool. And then
That's weird because it's like it almost looks like a sticker on there. It doesn't even look like it's a lit up screen or anything.
well, and then his tubing. I was wondering, like, a lot of people like the frosted look, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, you use sandpaper, but you have to use a certain kind, and then you rub it around, and then you rub it this way, and you do this." And I'm like, "Uh huh." I'm like, "Well, why don't you just buy some frosted, spray paint?" And that's what he did.
Yeah, yeah. That's what
He
I
went
was
and got
doing
some.
for shit before.
Yeah, he went and got some frosted spray paint. Took 4 minutes each tube, and I mean,
Yeah, like that's what I was thinking about doing for uh, like my older acrylic side window is like I was thinking about doing like like my logo and uh, like just masking it off and then just. What's you do that? You're good at doing that sound effect. Yeah, there you go.
now this one, the thing that I don't like about this is it's cool, and it's different, but those fucking cables look like shoelaces.
Is that one of those what's that brand of the cheaper extensions you could get? The Asia
The
horse or whatever?
the no, those are that's what I have. Like I have the DIY PC or whatever, or Easy PC or whatever the hell it was. I have those. Those are like Bit Phoenix or whatever the fuck they were.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's got i5 and it's 2080 and then the cool thing is, like, check that out. Hold on. And let me unzoom a little bit. Whoop. Shit, reset. In his case,
Zoom.
it's a
Hey.
Corsair. Can you see?
Huh.
It's a Corsair case, and he put the how the a monitor will have the actual like circuit board and everything for the guts.
Yeah.
Well, instead of putting them inside the case, you put an extension under the case and put the guts in there.
Interesting.
Which, with that pattern, it kind of matches the mesh in front of the grill there, so
Yeah.
it's something different.
I like it. It's pretty custom.
It's different, and it's painted and everything, and pretty wild, man.
Yeah. The only
saw
other
this
thing you
in
could have
the
done
sedan.
for those tubes if you had the equipment would be to sandblast it or something.
But then that's a lot of work for like not a lot of you have to keep the ends from being totally messed up because they have to seal,
Yeah.
whereas paint's real thin. Plus, this takes a couple seconds, and you wouldn't have to worry about jeopardizing the integrity of it. So,
Yeah, I want to make. I saw the King of Random. He made like a homemade sandblaster out of like a pop bottle and air compressor and like a just like a nozzle or something.
I saw a guy who just beefed up a Harbor Freight sandblaster and made it actually not suck.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This one I liked because at first glance you think it's my case, but it's actually a R6, which is basically the same case.
A Define R6.
Yeah. And at first you're like, okay, well, whatever, he's got, he's got a nice little, I didn't include it as a setup because I think it's just a little bunk. He doesn't show his whole setup. There's like a bunk bed there or whatever. Can't really see,
Also,
I'm like,
I get
okay.
tops.
But, it's okay. He's got a 1080 Ti and all that. And he's got, was a radiator up top. Okay. And he's got a radiator in the front, right?
Yeah.
and he painted the panel at the bottom and the back there to be blue, just like as some of the components here. That's cool. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. If you notice, the out tube on his GPU goes down into the basement of his power, his power supply basement, right?
Right.
And wait, so does his pump. So where's it going, right?
Right.
So I kept scrolling through these, and the very last picture, second to last picture shows in the basement. It shows some flexible cables with disconnects sticking out there. Okay, color me interested. What's going on here, buddy? And then the last picture, he's got a external radiator and an external reservoir and pump.
Well, what's the inner pump for, though?
Huh?
What's the inside pump for? Is that just like display or something?
I mean, he's got 3 radiators. He probably needs all damn, both pumps.
Huh. Well, is he doing a
The-
GPU loop too, or?
Yeah, I mean, there's a CPU and a GPU. There's only one GPU, which is so he's got like I said, a 1080, and I don't know what CPU. I didn't dig that deep into it, but it's so that's at least 2 360s. I think, yeah, that's a 360 because if you had a 420, he wouldn't be able to fit a back fan in there. And then the front one looks like a 280 because he's got 2 fans. And then he put a 360 in the bottom, which is kind of funny because he could have ran a 280 in the bottom and a 360 in the front, and he wouldn't have had to put that shit in the bottom. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
external.
where's that shit mounted on that side?
Looks like to the desk,
Huh.
which is okay.
Well, you're not gonna be moving that tower around then. Too much.
I mean, that's probably why he has the quick disconnects on the soft tubing. Because with those, you just lose a little bit of drips.
I'm guessing he really wanted to use that case because he's like, I'm not changing the case, just be able to put the shit in there.
Well, I mean, like I said, if he had just ran his, radiators in a different position, it would have been okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just wanted to share this because I thought it was interesting.
Well, here's my question: is what's going on with yours? Have you started scouting out more parts?
What?
Have you started for your future liquid cooling? Are you gonna have you started looking at more parts and shit, or?
I'm looking at parts. I'm looking at how-tos and videos and articles, and I ain't gonna buy shit till after Christmas.
Well, is there do you know what kind of fittings and stuff you want to get? Because I think there's only like a couple different brands, isn't there?
Oh, there's a shit ton of brands, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a shit ton of brands. Okay, you know how many brands make water cooling components? Yeah, they all make fittings.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, all of them. Yeah, I mean,
Well, are you gonna try to get like a whole, like bundle so you have everything, or?
I'm meticulous. I'm gonna plan out everything. I'm gonna probably buy extras of more than I need, but I still want to, I still don't want to buy just drawer fulls of shit I don't want.
Dude, if I were you, I would try to go all out. If you're gonna be doing all that shit, I'd be trying to go for the hard tubing.
I mean, I'm thinking about it, but there's different kinds of hard tubing because there's
the glass. There's the.
Well, I'm not doing
acrylic.
glass. Acrylic, glass and acrylic.
PETG.
They use a different kind of cutter than you can use the same kind of cutter for soft tubing and for PETG, but acrylic and glass, no.
Yeah, those shatter instead, right?
Yeah, Jade showed he forgot what he was cutting, and he cut a bit, and it shot across the room.
Oh shit.
And then you can't use the same fittings because they fit differently.
Then you have to worry about galvanic corrosion or whatever.
Well, that you got to worry about in any instance. It's the metals that matter. It doesn't matter if your tubing is plastic or not.
Yeah.
You're if you can be doing soft tubing, hard tubing. If you're mixing metals, you will get galvanic corrosion. A lot of the blocks you'll find are copper, and you just have to pay attention when you're getting the radiator and all the fittings.
Are you gonna get an RGB block and RGB fittings?
Well, I'm not doing RGB fittings. That's just retarded.
Hey,
Just,
people do it.
I mean, yeah, but I'm not.
What
I'm
about the
already
black
damn
though?
near. I mean, yeah, but I think I'm probably going to get a. So far, the top one from the ratings I've read about.
You can do like an
The
EK.
no, actually, I told you the last time they're probably the worst.
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry.
No, the Raystorm Neo water block is one of the best rated. And it's only like $100. But I don't know exactly if that's the one I want to go with yet.
Well, you got plenty of time.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to buy anything till after Christmas, and I can buy a radiator and block and a pump, and then decide on my, tubes and fittings and shit later.
But you could always just get some like tubes now and stuff, and just fuck with them and try to do some bends or whatever. 'Cause that shit's got to be pretty cheap, right?
mm,
Just for some
mm,
PET tubes. I mean, PET material is pretty cheap.
mm. For these,
I mean,
it's $16.95 plus $8 shipping for how many? 4? 1, 2, 3. No, 6. And then you got to buy a $20 heat gun.
well, this are you buying? What's this from Newegg? I mean, shit, you'd probably get that shit at like Home Depot or something a lot cheaper.
Well, yeah, but then it's not going to always guarantee to work with the fittings.
Oh,
And
well, I
you got
guess
to
you would
buy.
go by diameters and stuff, right? It's just a tube.
I'm not gonna just try to cobble together some shit. I'm just gonna buy a bunch of shit together that is all the reviews say it works. Because I'm not gonna take any chance. I'm not taking any chance of water leaking all over my shit. Basically, I could buy a kit for 400, but then I'm stuck with a kit, and if I want to change anything, then it costs more money. And I understand what's involved with just like with your RGB, just soldering your own shit. I'm not doing all that.
Yeah, but I mean, like I was saying though, this is just like a basic tube. It's not like anything fancy, you know?
A lot of fittings will say they are only rated to work with their own brand of tubing, like the XSPC fittings. You get those, and they say made to work with XSPC fitting or XSPC tubing only, or same with thermal take shit. And plus, you don't just buy the tubing; you got to have the rubber thing that goes in to keep it from collapsing on itself,
Yeah.
and then that has to be a certain type because sometimes those will melt or break as you're doing the bends. And while you're buying that, you can buy they actually XSPC makes a kit that comes with a cutter, bending mandrel, and a deburr because you have to cut, chamfer the ends, and sandpaper, and then a rubber tube, and it's $20. But then people are saying, "Oh, the rubber tube or whatever sucks." So
I'm just saying, I just don't want you to get ripped off, man, because it's like, yeah, when you brand something, it's just like with the gaming. When you brand something that's specifically for that when it's just something like really basic that you could get like anywhere. It's you just at that point you're just like spending money or wasting money.
Yeah, but no, I'm not gonna spend more money than I have to. That's already obvious. But I'm not also not gonna get if I'm spending this much money on fucking thing. It's like when you spend $300 on your OS. I just don't want to fuck with it. If I'm gonna get something, I want something that's made for this. In this
Yeah.
instance, yeah, I
Well,
know RGB strips are RGB strips, etc., etc.
well,
But
also I think in general though too you should just it would be good to get some practice in on it because yeah you're gonna be if you do decide to do hard tubing you're gonna be dicking around for that for a while. It's, maybe need some practice or some shit.
well, I mean, it's cheap enough. They say you can ruin a meter of it before you actually get some good bends, and then like
I mean, Jay
also
is doing a whole video. Didn't he do a whole video just on doing bends and stuff? It took him like a while.
they all have, but like also another thing is depending on which tubes you get, some just the plastic will come off, and like that's actually what most of the buildup is in your fins of your cooler is it's just going to be pieces of plastic from the tubing. It's not actually anything in the like the coolant. It's just parts of tubing
Hmm.
because biocide and shit can just seep into it and make it come out.
Yeah.
And then like I said, you have to worry about stuff leaking, and I would like stuff I know. I stay away from eBay and go on to Amazon because I want people to actually give me a review and say, yeah, this works with this. Okay, I'll buy it. I want to know that, oh, this works with these, and then I can plug them in and it'll fucking, yeah, I could cobble a bunch of shit together. I could just get something that fucking works. And at a certain point, at the end of the day, it's just about getting it to fucking work.
I need this Corsair branded stick.
I mean, it's not going to be any easier.
Well, also too, you could always get you could get like right angle fittings too if you didn't want it to.
Yeah, a lot of it is just that's the other thing. A $20 heat gun and some time is cheaper than a shit ton of fittings because right angle fittings aren't cheap either.
Yeah, what is with all those fittings? Is that shit like gold plated or something? Or platinum?
Well, stainless, and then you got whatever. I mean, it's good to have reviews because like these Barrow makes good fittings apparently. Oh, but this 90-degree rotary apparently blows because someone gave it one egg. But it's one review, so you gotta take that shit with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Like I was looking up, like the drain valve. It's just a ball valve, and so many people, like just get a ball valve. It doesn't matter. And then like the cheapest one, the reviews are like it sucks.
Well, like, is there like a lot of like, do you run like when people try to use just like straight plumbing or aquarium shit? Does that shit come up with like a lot more problems than just say, like the high quality things that are meant for that?
Well, okay, listen to your question, and you hear your own answer. Does it compare to things that are higher quality? I'd rather pay a little bit more if it might be higher quality. Like aquarium pumps is what they used to use back in the day when they were cobbling shit together. I mean, if I could buy something that's got a warranty, like, because even if I do buy something cheap to try and save a couple bucks and it ends up breaking anyway, I mean, even a good pump might ruin my entire system.
Right. Well, I mean, either way, you're like when it comes to plumbing or aquariums or computers, you're moving water around. I guess with computers, the things that you have to worry about is like leaking. So there's leaking, and then like probably maintenance and stuff too. Huh? Is that where a lot of the money goes into probably?
Well, like you're supposed to be able to just flush it every 6 months to a year, and see where it goes from there. I don't know if I shared it with you or just saw it somewhere. There was a guy who did a 2 years on just distilled water, and his block looked brand fucking new. But then he said he was going to like the fucking view fluid, and I'm like, dude, why?
Well, I mean, supposedly though, like the the dyed fluids and especially like the opaque fluids are really mess shit up, don't they?
Well, because the thing is, anything to make it opaque has something added to it to make it not clear. It's not translucent. And that's what eventually will separate and gunk everything up.
Those metallic ones look cool though, where you can see like the swirls and shit in them. Like, I think Jay had some of that in his.
Yeah, I mean, it was Views does it, and the one before that too, Prima Chill was it, and there was another one that was similar that had same problems. Sorry, I'm trying to find that post the guy did. He's like, yeah, here it is after just distilled water for 2 years.
You're still on a Newegg one though. On Newegg for.
I'm not looking at it on this. You don't need to see me scroll through stuff.
Scrolling.
I can have multiple windows open, Ian. I do have that. I got like 9 different.
We gotta see everything, man. Pull up your credit card info, man.
You won't be able to tell what's going on if I zoom out that many times to have.
I will zoom enhance that couple pixels.
No. Okay, hold on. Yeah, so this guy says 2+ years of distilled water and biocide. I mean, look at that.
It's not bad.
And then I forgot about this one. Hold on. There's the post right after it. I saw this for the first time today. This guy says, what's this buildup in my pump? And he says, ignore the dust. And they're like, yeah, that's probably what the buildup's from. You're ignoring that dust. And I like it's like, so you water cooled your table saw? And he's like, ignore the dust. How? He's like, it's easy. And they're like, yeah, obviously you've been doing it for a while. Anyway. But no, trust me. I'm not about to get ripped off. I know how to save money.
I would have tried too to maybe research to see if there was any brands of like tubing at like a Home Depot or other manufacturer or something that was known to work pretty good with, computers. Nah,
I'll just buy the shit all together. Get the fucking tubing from the same people I'm getting the fittings from. Because then if they say works with these fittings, like there's been a couple I've read where they're like, doesn't work with the fittings, and immediately after they've got the vendor, please contact us for a full refund. You won't get that if you just go to Home Depot. You just won't get that. So
I thought that the shit at Home Depot isn't meant to leak, but I mean, what do I know?
If you go to a guy at Home Depot and say you're using it for a computer, he'll look at you and walk away. It's like when I was in college and I went into a hardware store and the guy said, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm trying to build a gun that shoots Jello." And he turned around and walked away. Anyway, let's get on with the news because it's fucking late.
Well, which one was your favorite? And which one are we looking at here?
Oh, right now it's on the last one about the ears.
Is that your favorite one?
No, it's just the last one I had open. My favorite was the sleeper build.
Sure, I'll go with that too, just so we can move along.
Right. Okay, news.
Frank's got a nose for news.
You still there?
Yeah. Are you still
Okay,
there?
because it literally just did the first like 3 notes of it, and then I couldn't hear any of the music.
What?
I don't know what's going on. Anyway, hold on. I gotta put a dark theme on here. This shit's blinding me.
Wah, 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 wah.
Right. Disney and Big Cable team up to crack down on password sharing, and now we're freaked out.
Oh, noes.
I had a similar story. Um, while you're talking about it, I'm just gonna throw it up here to.
You gonna butt it up here?
Yeah, that's what I said. Disney fights. This is from ours. I don't know. Where's your story from?
This one was
Gizmodo.
Gizmodo. Yeah.
Mine is Disney fights streaming account sharing with help from cable industry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically the same thing.
Yeah, just if you want a different wording.
It's a different flavor. Yeah, we'll put those together.
File to Disney as a cop. So go ahead and sum this up, Ian.
Yeah. Yeah, it says, for those of us who are hoping to skirt a Disney Plus subscription and instead leech off a buddy's account may run into some trouble. Disney and Charter Communications on Wednesday announced a distribution agreement for programming that falls under the Disney umbrella, including the company's said ESPN Plus, Hulu, and forthcoming Disney Plus streaming service. An interesting bit of information tucked into the press release, however, was the claim that both have also agreed to work together on piracy mitigation. The two companies will work together to implement business rules and techniques to address such issues as unauthorized access and password sharing, the release said. Further speaking to this apparent crackdown on password sharing, Tom Montemagno, Executive Vice President of Programming Acquisition for Charter, said in a statement that the partnership will allow Spectrum to continue delivering its customers popular Disney content, makes possible future distribution to Spectrum of Disney streaming service, and will begin to an important collaboration effort to address the significant issue of piracy mitigation. Yeah, and it goes on to say about how it's not really known right now how Charter and Disney will plan to prohibit that unauthorized access, but I guess it'll probably be done by like IP addresses and essentially cross-checking that information. That's what I'm guessing. So like if they're like, hey, if you're viewing this content on a different IP address than you normally do, you know.
Right.
I mean, that's scary, man, because it's like, yeah, because it's like all these Disney and so Disney owns Hulu Plus now and ESPN Plus, and now they're working with the big ISPs and shit. It's crazy. This is gonna get to be pretty Orwellian, man.
Well, I mean, we have Hulu already, and it tells us, oh, you're in an area that isn't your zip code.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm paying for it. Who gives a shit? I should be able to log into it from anywhere.
Yeah. Well, because, I mean, what are they going to do? Stop you from having, like, family members and stuff sharing? It's like, oh, you got to buy a separate account for each TV or something,
Yes,
you know?
that's what they want.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's getting to where they're not making all the money they could be. I mean, Microsoft, they make you buy Windows for every time you want to use Windows.
Yeah. And then that'll be the only thing you could buy, too. Disney's really gobbling everything up, man. You didn't think that... I would never thought that Disney would have been trying to, like, own everything, you know?
You didn't? Really? I never for a second doubted it.
Well, I'm talking about like back in the 90s when they were just like made movies and shit, and that you had some theme parks.
Well, I mean, everything was like even when it was on VHS, it would release for a limited time before it goes back in the vault. Make fucking people go out and spend that money.
Yeah.
I never for a second thought they weren't greedy as hell.
I knew they were greedy, but I didn't know that they were gonna turn into like
Evil?
branch out and shit,
YouTube is testing paid online hangs with influencers. What?
So I thought this was kind of interesting. The crowdfunding service called Funds was created as part of Area 120. Google is experimenting with an events-focused crowdfunding service for YouTube creators. According to a recent report from Variety, the new effort called Fundo allows YouTubers to set up online meet and greet sessions and other events that fans can pay to access. Several YouTube personalities have reportedly been using the feature to set up small online get-together and live conversations with subscribers. According to Variety, YouTuber Jesse V used Fundo to host group chats with fans last month. Mexican YouTuber creator Key Rique has used the platform to sell shoutouts to fans for as little as $4, while Creekcraft has charged $10 per ticket for fans who want to attend an online meet and greet. Style YouTuber Hannah Forcier did a photo booth session with fans in which they had one-on-one conversations and posed for 3 photos together, an experience that cost $40. The experimental Fundo feature is the product of Area 120, an internal incubator set up by Google. It allows company employees to pitch ideas for new features and businesses. If approved, the employees are allowed to spend some of their time working on the side projects. While Google hasn't made any mention of how widely available Fundo is or when mere creators will be given access to it, the company has filed a trademark for the Fundo name and branding. So, like, I don't know if you'll be able to, if that kind of, I chose it this article because it kind of seemed like it's a little bit of a replacement kind of for the Hangouts. I'm not really sure.
I don't know.
But I guess it's kind of like a meet and greet things where it's more interactive with the, like the subscribers and stuff. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Nah.
No. I mean, even if they did come out with like a full-on replacement for the Hangouts where it's like way better, I think I'm pretty comfortable with the OBS and Discord right now, It wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
It's just, it's very customizable and the options intimidated you.
Yeah, it did. And I thought I was going to have whole problems with connecting the Steam key and everything, or the Stream key, and like, because I remember I think it was you that were having problems getting it to connect or something a while ago. When you guys had first tried to do this with Minecraft and Chill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. Move on.
YouTube warns its copyright changes could result in more takedowns. That's fucking great.
Yep. Sweet. Copyright holders can no longer seize revenue over short music clips, though, it says. YouTube will no longer allow copyright holders to seize a creator's revenue over very brief or unintentional music clips that appears in videos, it said in a blog post. That means that if a 5-second clip or a radio from a passing car appears in a video, labels won't be able to make a manual claim and seize all the revenue. However, they'll still be able to completely strike or demonetize videos with short clips, which may result in more blocked content in the near term. YouTube admitted. YouTube said it's making a move to push back against music companies that are overzealous about enforcing copyright claims. One concerning trend we've seen is aggressive manual claiming of very short music clips used in monetized videos, it wrote. These claims can feel particularly unfair as they transfer all revenue from the creator to the claimant, regardless of the amount of music claimed. Yeah, one trend we've seen is aggressive manual claiming of very short music clips used in monetized videos. These claims can feel particularly unfair as they transfer all revenue from creator to the claimant. Yeah. YouTube believes that by eliminating the money incentive, music owners will be less likely to go after the revenue of barely infringing content. However, that remains to be seen. Instead, labels could simply start to block more videos, which is what YouTube actually expects in the short term. To enforce the new system, it will remove the manual claiming privileges of labels or other rights holders that repeatedly break the new rules. So, but what's kind of confusing though, because they said they said what is it? They won't be able to make a manual claim and seize all the revenue, but it also says they'll still be allowed to completely strike or demonetize videos. So, I'm guessing the key difference is they won't be able to make any money off of it, but they'll still be able to take your money away. Which sucks, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like... What?
Be prepared for shit to go down.
I mean, it's like... Sure, you might have owned like that 5 seconds, but it's like... To totally get rid of the money from the whole video, that's ridiculous, man. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why not just do it for that, like, do a certain percentage of time based on how long it is, you know? But, as we can see, YouTube doesn't like to customize shit.
No.
They don't like to make their creators happy.
No, they just want to crank out the money, and that's why they make everything with an, algorithm and, pretend digital customer service where you don't actually have to have staff.
Yeah.
A look at the Windows 10 exploit Google Zero disclosed this week. This privilege escalation vulnerability has lurked within Windows for 20 years. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
That's not good.
On Tuesday, Tavis Ormandy of Google's Project Zero released an exploit kit called CTF Tool, which abuses Microsoft's text service framework in ways that can effectively get anyone root ER system that is on any unpatched Windows 10 system they're able to log into. The patches for this vulnerability, along with several other serious issues, went out in this week's Patch Tuesday update. We independently verified Ormandy's proof of concept, and it's precisely what it says on the tin. Follow the direction, and you get an NT authority/system privilege command prompt a few seconds later. We also independently verified that applying KB4512508 closed the vulnerability. After applying the August security update, this exploit no longer works. Um, and yeah, this is a pretty lengthy article, but so you got any thoughts on that? That's like it's been in there for like 20 years. That's crazy.
It's always some exploit that's been there forever and ever.
Yeah. I mean,
Forever and
granted,
ever.
I know Windows, like because of the fact that you could do so much more with Windows, and you could have it's more of an open garden. It's not like a closed wall garden like Apple is. It's bound to have more ways to hack it, I guess. But I mean, Windows is, it's gotten a lot better. It's like I hardly have any problems anymore. With as far as security goes, I guess, and getting viruses and shit. What about you?
I'm sorry, where's that question again?
Oh, I was saying that. Windows has gotten a lot better than it used to be. Like Windows isn't just like the virus ridden like everybody. Because isn't that what like Doug and like other Apple people would say? Like usually they think of Windows as far as how it used to be as far as security, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yours is pretty secure. You don't have to worry about that shit. Have you even gotten a virus since you've
no,
built
it's
either of your computers?
no. I mean, like
You use common sense too.
that's it's common sense. Safety? What? No. Too soon, man.
Why should you using a complicated piece of machinery? Why should you use common sense?
No, I want my box to, look at all my black market Russian sites for my porn. I mean, you just think about it. I only go to the sites. I only go to the sites that I'm familiar with because why would I risk going to just any old site and getting viruses? Like when I was in college and my first experience using, PCs, guys were just getting viruses willy nilly, and if you got a worm, every PC in the network was infected, and it was an ordeal because our IT
Yeah.
department was like one dude.
Yeah.
But now, shit, now your computer is just an extension. It's not the only way you can get online now. The only thing I've ever had is my password stolen, and that's not like. I don't know how they do that. I honestly think they get into some database, and I just happen to be the one they picked that day. Because we've already seen that big companies leave shit in text files.
Yeah.
So it's not like I left my computer on with Hulu up and somebody jumped on when I wasn't looking and stole my password. No, I don't even sign into it on any device. It's on my Roku. I don't use my passwords or anything.
Yeah.
So, hell, it's like my wife's credit card got stolen while we were out of the country and she didn't even have it with her. So, anyway.
That's crazy. So is that like the only time you've had like your credit card stolen?
What?
Is that the only time that's happened?
No.
Yeah.
No, like my card got stolen. They called me one time just to make sure it was me making purchases, and it was in the town that I work in. So I was like, well, that could be me. And then they said it was at a hookah bar at midnight. I'm like, yeah, that totally was not me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it happens. That's why we're using credit cards instead of checks.
Yeah.
Ultimate Team microtransactions now make more money than FIFA itself.
By the way, yeah, we're getting into the gaming news.
Gaming.
Yeah. I have a few of those, sir.
Oh, I bet you do.
Excuse me.
Um. So basically, the title says a lot. A lot of the there's so many microtransactions in that game. It's like
I
you're making more money
enjoyed
from it than the actual game.
I enjoy articles that you don't have to read a fucking thing to know exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, FIFA's an EA game, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Their favorite accessory is the credit card swiper.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, how many is Fallout? Does they have like a lot of microtransactions in that game?
right now it's mostly it's mostly cosmetic shit. You can buy, skins and whatever, and like I I don't like the one that was everyone's big complaint recently was they put up repair kits so you can repair stuff without having to go into the out into the world and find the resources and find a repair bench. Whoopty shit.
Yeah.
So
By the way, have you
I,
seen any new footage of that? Or have you even decided to get it yet? Is that Youngblood?
what?
That Wolfenstein Youngblood? I'm sure you've probably watched some
Oh,
Let's Plays of that or something, haven't you?
oh, the co-op.
Is that what the game is, the Youngblood?
I think so. With his daughters. I mean, it's
Yeah.
interesting. I'm not like in a big rush to get it because I still haven't actually played through Colossus yet. I mean,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't got my PC running optimal yet. So I mean, I don't know. It's I'm sure I'll be more interested by then. I'm not. I mean, the series, the games look beautiful. The gameplay is smooth. It's just I'm not really that big on linear gameplay. Like you have to go to this level and then clear this to progress to the next one. I like open world, open ended bullshit. I like crawling around and finding hidden stuff too much. Excuse me. Anyway, next. EA sucks. Next.
Fucking next. Who gives a shit?
Walmart removes violent video game signage. Still sells guns. Okay, and the games they just took down the. Everyone's like getting all pissed off. Yeah, they're saying take away the game. They did not say take away the games. They just took down the signage. It's just like when 9/11 happened. Radio stations were like, okay, don't play any Rage Against the Machine. Don't play. I'm leaving on a jet plane. Big old jet airliner. They're like, don't play that. Just don't for a little while. They don't want any signs or like video, like TVs playing footage from violent video games just for
Yeah,
a while.
it's saying the employees, the retailer is asking employees to take down signage and playable demos for violent video games, as well as hunting videos in the wake of shootings of its two stores. Yeah. I mean, we talked endlessly about how, like, violent video games are blamed,
There's actual research that shows that it has done nothing. The thing
Well,
is,
it's,
go ahead.
I was going to say it's definitely not the cause. If anything, it's more of an effect of, like what's going on in the world, like it's, we've had wars, so we have war video games, It, the violence is more of a portrayal, so it's after what's already happened,
Mm-hmm. I think it's more of a stress reliever, and if you keep people from pretending to kill up their their coworkers and blow up places, then they're not going to be able to let off steam.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing is, I heard on the radio today. I don't know how true it is because it wasn't like NPR. It was some other station, but they said that there's Walmart only sells 2% of guns for the country. I think it was the country, but they sell 20% of the ammo. So yeah, they're not gonna just stop selling the shit.
Yeah. I mean, like, heck, they've even done. We've had what is it? Like terrorist or whatever simulator, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
school
Walmart-
shooting simulator. I mean, like I said, if anything, I
Yeah.
would argue it's an effect. It's not definitely not a cause. It's just a reflection of our world now.
It's just a sign of the times, man. But no, the thing is, Walmart was actually the site of one of the most recent shootings. So they're like, oh, and here you are endorsing games, and it's like people are gonna bitch and moan about it, and like they're probably gonna try to push for them to get rid of guns. I doubt it's gonna happen anytime soon. Because like Dick's Sporting Goods, they got the guy. He got they stopped selling guns after the Parkland shooting, and a lot of people kind of boycotted them because of that. And I'm like, well, what do you want them to do?
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Yeah. I like these articles that are where it's just a discussion piece, and you could basically go by this title, like you're saying.
yeah, but then we end up going off on a tangent, and it's 3 hours later, and we're still on the same story. So, it'd be great if we had a guest, but if it was just you and me and us talking forever and ever and ever, yeah. Twitch CEO apologizes for promoting porn on Ninja's. Ninja posted a video on social media slamming Twitch for using his channel to promote other streamers since his departure from the platform. His statement came after the company allowed a pornographic stream to be featured at the top of his page. Twitch's CEO apologized to Ninja on Twitter, suspended the porn account, and stopped showing recommended content on the streamer's offline channel.
Yeah, so they were like, because he switched over to the other platform, Mixer, they were like
Mixer?
they were trying to slide him because they're like, they're butthurt now.
Well, why didn't you just delete the fucking thing, though? Is he still getting kickbacks from Twitch?
I don't know. That's a good question. Like, I would think that they, like, just because he signed a deal for that, I mean, he didn't, I think, he already ended, like, any exclusive stuff with Twitch. I mean,
Maybe he's just like
an account on there.
Well, he's probably only like, he's got a deal for so long, he might go back to Twitch later.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't want to speculate about his career because I don't give a fuck. But like LOL Nene or whatever, Renee, her YouTube page is just like, an archive now of her, I think her Mixer shit, because she used to have a YouTube channel with actual videos that were entertaining, and now it's depressing. So,
my whole thing though is it's like I don't know if I feel too bad for him though, because it's like, what did everybody just like forget he's like a racist or something? Because wasn't he like that PewDiePie or whatever?
PewDiePie dropped the N-bomb.
Yeah.
I don't know if he did.
Oh, I know. Ninja did, yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. A lot of these streamers are kind of racist. These game streamers.
I mean, young, stupid kids, yeah.
I'll tell you what. These kids these days.
These fucking kids, man.
Oh, god dang on, man.
They're going stupid, man, making that. Now, hold on. Before you go to another thing, since I got one that's kind of Twitch related.
Oh, okay. Cool.
If my mouse will work, hold on.
Hey, he didn't drop any. So far.
Hmm?
You didn't drop any so far. None of them were related, huh?
Yes, I did. I threw one up that you had.
Oh, that was
It
the
wasn't the
same one.
exact story, but it was the same thing, kind of.
Yeah. Pardon me. That tasted disgusting.
Well, it's not. I don't even know if it's Twitch related, but it's gamer streamer related. So, gaming.
Game.
The 16-year-old Fortnite player. No thanks. What? No, I'm not gonna fucking. Fine, I'll turn off my ad blocker for this fucking stupid
They
article.
got you over a barrel, don't they?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pause it. Fucking refresh. It's fucking pain in the ass, man. Anyway, the 16-year-old Fortnite player. Go fucking way, you ad.
Oh my god. These ads are like, it really is like ad aware.
That's why I have fucking ad blocker. Anyway, can I turn it on now? No? Unpause. Anyway, he won the $3 million of the Fortnite Cup, was swatted during a stream.
What? Man.
Yeah. He's a 16-year-old professional Fortnite player who won $3 million last month. He was streaming Fortnite when his father informed him that armed police were at the front door. Was streaming on Twitch when the police arrived. I don't want to play his fucking video, you stupid autoplay bullshit. No one was hurt in the exchange. See, this is the thing. Swatting it's so stupid. Why did they do it? Because it's fucking dangerous. Like,
What, did he get hurt?
No one got hurt, but for the last
Okay.
time the cops went to the wrong address, and the guy who was there didn't know what the fuck was going on, and he got shot.
Yeah.
So a fucking dude died because some kid wanted to
Died
play a
for
prank on
nothing,
him.
man. That's crazy.
Once again, dumb kids.
Is there any way to check that shit? I mean, like, if you're like a big celebrity streaming, I mean, you would think that somebody would be able to check that as the police are going there and be like, wait, this dude is just streaming or something, you know?
How? Well, I mean, it's not like he's a real fucking celebrity, dude. He's some fucking nerd playing a video game.
Well, right, but does he have like a lot of followers or something, or is it pretty?
Even so,
Is
do you
like,
think the police station gives a shit? Like,
no, but since he's out in the open, you would think it'd be easy to notice that, I guess, you know.
I if it weren't for his hair, I couldn't tell you what the fuck Ninja looked like. If I ran up on the dude who won the $3 million Fortnite thing, I wouldn't even fucking know. I'd be like, yeah, kid, give me a large fry.
Yeah.
I mean, think about how many movie sets cause panic because they think it's an actual, scene of an accident. The cops and shit don't even know. I mean,
I'm just wondering how are we gonna be able to, like, make this shit better, you know?
I mean, I think the 911 system needs a better system to,
Report.
Yeah, there's got to be some exploit they're doing that needs patched, basically. And it's sad that it's not there yet, but Epic hit with class action suit over hacked Fortnite accounts. The suit was brought on behalf of those affected by a security gap in Epic's login system. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I mean, I'm surprised it's not, you dumbass, you signed on to Epic Games. Of course your fucking shit got hacked. The Chinese are coming to your house right now.
Yeah, the suit was brought on behalf of those affected by a security gap in Epic's login system. Epic Games is being sued over security breaches that allowed hackers to access the personal information of Epic Gaming accounts. The class action lawsuit filed by Franklin D. Azar Associates in U.S. District Court in North Carolina alleges Epic's failure to maintain adequate security measures and notify users of the security breach in a timely manner. The lawsuit states that there are more than 100 class members. In January, Epic acknowledged that a bug in Fortnite might have exposed personal information for millions of user accounts. By discovering a vulnerability found in some of Epic Games' subdomains, an XSS attack was permissible, with the user merely needing to click on a link sent to them by the attacker. Once clicked, with no need even for them to enter any login credentials, the Fortnite username and password could immediately be captured. Could be captured the attacker. I'm assuming that meant to say like, immediately be captured by the attacker, but so, and I think I remember them saying that also with that, with the them being able to get access to the account, and that like they could get access to like the credit card numbers and stuff too. If you, because I know a lot of people. Have you ever heard of those things called V-Bucks or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where you could buy like, yeah, Fortnite has a lot of microtransactions too, so. Yeah, like your credit card info is all tied into that shit and everything too. What?
Yeah, no. That's cool. Is that your last story, Ian?
Yes, it is.
Oh. I have a few other gaming stories.
Gaming.
Sweet.
So, Subnautica dev. Continue with that ad blocker. Fuck up. Subnautica dev to G2A. You now owe us $300,000.
What?
Update: G2A has issued a response to Unknown Worlds claim calling its allegations slander because G2A didn't actually exist in 2013, which is when Unknown Worlds says the chargebacks were made. G2A's own website says the company was operating under the name in 2013. However, it was founded as Go-To Arena in 2010. Later, Unknown Worlds' Charlie Cleveland stated that G2A appears to be right in this case, but that he still opposes the company.
Look at Frank doing a G2A article. I get kind of tired of doing those.
Yeah, basically, devs don't like him.
Yeah.
I just like the title. You now owe us $300,000. And I have one that was a Doug story, but since he hasn't come on in a grip.
Oh yeah, what was his? We gotta find out if he has a Discord.
I don't know. PC gamers rejoice. PlayStation 5 won't be as powerful as a 2080.
Oh, what?
Won't be as powerful as an NVIDIA RTX 2080.
What won't be? Repeat the first thing.
PC gamers
PlayStation
rejoice.
5. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Hence why I said this is a Doug story.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
See, and this was of interest to me because I have a 2080.
Me too.
So, not a TI, but I figured out. Well, either way, I figured I'm running a TV, so it's not like I need to go over 60 hertz in that regard. I have plans for getting a faster monitor, but I can still do 4K.
Is the motion still pretty good for you? I mean, is Fallout like a pretty motion intensive game?
I mean, it's okay. I think it's more my CPU that is bottlenecking me.
Oh, really?
Well, like I said, it's if it's overheating, that's probably where my throttling would be.
Yeah.
So there's that. I have a couple tech articles here. Literally just a couple. Now you can use Android phones rather than passwords to log into Google. Asterisk. For now, fingerprint or lock screen authentication applies only to one Google property. I mean, why not, right?
Why not? Why not?
Sure, they
you
want
know?
to. I've got an authenticator for my I don't remember what app it is I use, but like it's I use Google Authentic. I think it's for Reddit because I got tired of forgetting what the fuck the password was. So if I have my phone on me, I can log into it. Which big fucking deal. I always have my phone on me. If I'm not doing, I only do it not from my phone if I'm doing something for the show,
Oh yeah.
or unless I want to get a wallpaper. Anyway, OnePlus confirms it's launching a smart TV in September, which we kind of knew they were going to do, but we didn't know when.
I didn't know
And
that.
that was one of my stories recently. But yeah, OnePlus is the company that made my phone, and they might be branching out, making. Well, last time I said they might be branching out to make TVs. Now they definitely are. And
Are they doing like an OLED or whatever?
well,
Because that's what most phones are. Is OLED.
I'm trying. Well, I mean, I think my phone is OLED. Trying to find details. No fucking details. I'll tell you, I enjoyed my experience with my phone. I've had 2 satisfaction surveys asked to me. You know, like really in depth, like how do I like the experience? What could I change? Go ahead and give them examples if I have them. And I'm just Joe Blow who bought the fucking phone. You know?
Joe blows. What?
Yeah, that's what I said. Internet news.
Interwebs with a Z.
The internet's a series of tubes. Verizon 5G spanks Sprint's in new speedtest.net performance report.
Spank ya. Happy
Well,
help.
because Sprint and AT&T, they all say, "Oh, we got it too," and it's not really. It kind of like
It's
all
like
the
4.5G.
well, Sprint always does the ads like we're almost as good as Verizon. They're like, "No, you're the second best, but it's not even close." And this title is actually nicer toward Sprint than the other one, even though it says Spanx. This one, Verizon 5G performs over 800% faster than LTE speed test data shows. So, on average, Verizon customers with 5G cable devices are seeing 5G download speeds 8 times faster than over LTE. I mean, well, and if Doug was who needs that? No fucking buddy. But the whole reason you get a piece of cutting edge, bleeding edge technology is because you don't fucking need it, but you can afford it and you want it. And if you can afford it, why would you get something next tier down that says the whole thing is they're saying that they've got 5G? No, they're just rebranding their stupid LTE and saying it is, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's like saying you have a race car. Oh, really? What do you got? A Civic.
Yeah, I got a Civic race car.
Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Comcast is gouging cable customers who watch too much Netflix. Cable companies use data limits to rack up extra fees. Your Netflix addiction is going to cost you a lot more than $12 to $16 per month. LA Times, Comcast customers, where is it? Power users, customers who consume more than 1 terabyte of data per month, now account for 4% of internet subscribers, according to OpenVault. I mean, if you can, if you're paying for unlimited, like Verizon, the thing, oh, our unlimited plan, you keep using that word. It doesn't. I think you think it means. So
Yeah. Inconceivable.
I'm waiting for the day when they fucking crucify the SEC for being too power crazy, too power hungry, and restore fucking justice to a sane world.
Speaking of the FCC, I didn't decide to do it for an article, but did you hear that Jimmy Kimmel got hit for a fine by the FCC for using like some emergency tones?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, them and I guess that Walking Dead did too. They got hit with the fine. It's
Didn't know
crazy.
that.
I guess they did because it was causing confusion for people or setting off some kind of EMS system. Also,
Didn't know that.
so like we could probably get hit if we do it on the show. Maybe we have a tone drop.
Let's not do that. Amazon sells a DIY tiny house kit you can build yourself in a few days.
What?
Now, this is in the what the fuck news now, but you gotta remember, back in the day, with Sears and Roebuck, you could mail order a house, and the kit would come to your house, and you could put it together. And then they said, no, not mail order, we're gonna do brick and mortar. And then Amazon came along, and fucking Kmart and Sears started going away. And, like, tiny houses are catching on the thing. Like, the stupid DIY networks and the fucking house, home shows. Like, all these hippies get a tiny house. Because, you're trying to reduce your carbon footprint or whatever. And, like, you can call this stupid, but I saw an entire episode where a guy and his wife and their kids were having their friends come over and help them build a house. It was an Adobe-style hut made of mud and tires, which are supposedly really, sturdy and all this. Yeah, I don't care. It's a fucking house made of mud and tires. This, at least, I mean, I didn't read the full article. I should check that out. Oh yeah, there's plans there. And oh, is it just words? Oh, it's just words.
Just words and stuff.
It's only
Who
like
gives a shit about those?
I want pictures to show impact, and okay, I don't have it.
That's pretty cool. I'll have to put your pre-built shed next to that.
Well, you can get this XL DIY tiny house kit for under $10,000. And then ideal home office, total floor area 227 square feet, inside floor area 193 square feet, contemporary urban styling, large windows.
I wonder if people like add multiple of those so it's like modular or something.
Well, I've seen guys, like a guy and his wife built a house out of shipping containers, those big steel things. They took 7 of them and welded them together, and it looked really nice. Very industrial. By the way, guess what?
That's a discussion in itself too, because just like we were talking about, I wonder if that you would have to have like regulations and stuff on that, and then you have to worry about property taxes with that also, or is it kind of like are you getting around it just like Jay did with his studio where it was okay because they were like freestanding structures or whatever.
Well, it depends on what everything's zoned for, cause whether it's commercial or,
Yeah. Well, and California is like really strict, I guess, too.
Well, because there are so many pollutants and everything's damn near they don't want to lower the value of anything, and all they really care. So
that's interesting, though. I would wonder if there's like no regulations, or if that's all. You have to have somebody look at that or something, because I mean, do people still put like plumbing and stuff and electricity in those, or?
A tiny house. Well, they're basically a glorified shed, and then you can do things to them, like like the one I told you, there was a family. They had a compost toilet. So it somehow was still hooked up to water, but not really. It looked like something that would have came in a camper.
Yeah.
I mean, like this, like this, of course, fucking open in there. Okay, the storage, houses, like right there. That's
Huh.
cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if it's just you really don't need a lot of space. Like, if you think you could survive in a one-room shack, like here's a container house, bunk beds and a sink and a toilet / shower. I
Sweet.
mean, hey, $12,000 in stock. And I think the one I saw, they were in an area that had a bunch of shipping containers. Because if you're in a port town where they've got a shit ton of shipping containers, then it's like, why not? And this has got to be better than those people that live in a camper. I mean, you
Oh,
could
yeah.
hook this thing up to, a trailer, camper. I mean, it's technically this one's kind of cool right here. Like, it looks like a Frank Lloyd Wright style building. Like, not this one. Where's it at? No. Hold on, dog.
Hold up.
Well, like, okay,
Hold,
here.
please.
Yes. Let me zoom enhance. But yeah, I mean, that right there,
Sweet.
I mean, that is pretty dope, right?
Yeah. It looks nice.
You just have a little kitchen in the back, and all you have to do is add on for the bathrooms and maybe the bedroom.
They
'Cause
should
really,
make some of those units come with, like, solar panel roofing. That would be pretty cool.
I'm sure the hippie ones do. Like this one is literally, I
Hippie
guess, just an office. Well, the guys who like the one guy that I saw his thing, he just had a bike. He didn't even have a car. So, but I mean, if you have what is this, 4 of them welded together? Look at that.
Yeah.
It looks like a loft.
Wow.
I mean, is that a house inside of the fucking thing?
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, it's
I wanna
definitely
know
what you do with the area that you have, you know?
Right. I mean, if you don't have a lot of space, you make vertical space. Because when I was in Florida with my wife and family, like here they have a garage. It's kind of what they do in Florida because you can't, if your house if there's a flood, well, you're up here, so you don't really lose anything except what's in the garage.
Yeah.
Or some places wasn't even a garage; it was more or less a carport. And
Heck, those people like that live in lighthouses and stuff do pretty good with vertical space. I don't even know how they do it.
I mean, this is kind of tacky a little bit. He needs a deck,
Yeah.
but like, it's I mean, this one's if you just want to go plain and say I put some shipping containers together and put a fucking door on it. There,
Actually,
I'm done.
that one would be pretty good. Yeah, if you have to worry about a lot of flooding in your area.
I mean,
You keep it all the elements and shit.
If you do it right, like, look at this. Tell me this doesn't look like a Frank Lloyd Wright kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a render, I think, but still.
That would be pretty awesome. I mean, I would, especially if you're like a single person, like if you're going to school or whatever, you're a college student.
I mean, here's 4 of them welded together. I mean, it makes it look like a big ass factory.
Now, does it still keep like the inner walls and stuff, or does? I'm sure they cut out doors and shit.
Well, like the inside, you can. Oh, this one's just the kitchen here, but the inside, the ones I've seen, they can do whatever you want, but like, a lot of them, like the ones I've seen, they keep the inside metal to show that there's rivets and what it's pieced together with. Like, see.
Oh yeah.
And then it's easier to hang pictures because all you need is magnets.
Yeah. Yeah. I see a lot of those magnetic posters nowadays. Those are pretty cool.
Well, in the 50s, prefab homes, there were a couple that were all metal.
Oh yeah. Huh.
So, I mean, this right here, that's pretty wild. But, you know, it's all about making do with what you got, you know.
Wild thing.
And, I mean, if I were, you know, starting out and had no damn money, like if you
college,
buy
I'm
some
telling you,
land,
college student, good bachelor pad, you know.
yeah, if you're if you're poor,
Heck,
I don't know
I've
how
seen
much-
people live out of those storage sheds, you know, storage
that's
containers.
what Slash and the rest of the band said that when in the 80s they lived in a storage space
Yeah.
with no bathroom or nothing.
Well, because some of them, like I've seen some people, like they'll somehow get a hookup to the electricity and like some kind of water or something, you know.
Well, anyway, it's getting late. So let's bid adieu to everybody.
I bid adieu. Adieu. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for hanging with me tonight.
Yeah. If Frank does a stream, we'll if you want to do a stream, let me know. I mean, I could always host it or whatever. It's up to you.
Or
Or if you want to try to figure it out, you could do that too.
yeah,
It'll be good practice for when I'm gone. And then you
Yeah.
need to man the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, anyways, goodbye and boobs.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, that was fun.
Toodaloo. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dong day.
And I'm sorry, we're out of time. Bye.
TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
Have a good day.